Just let me be, give me my fucking diagnosis, you know? Hello and welcome back. I promised you a video on this weird psychiatrist appointment, and so here it is. I've never seen a psychiatrist before this appointment, but I don't think this is the norm. I don't know. I don't have like anything to judge by, but this was the weirdest thing. Anyway, so basically he did not have my referral letter because the referral letter would have told him what's going on. He said he doesn't have it and asked me why I'm here. And I explained to him, and he said basically fair enough, but I'm not a specialist. So that was the weirdest thing, but then he said, okay, I will anyway assess you on grounds of this, and we will see how, well, like, where we get. And so he did his assessment, so it started just with the normal stuff, I think. I mean, I would assume that's the normal stuff you're asking about, you know, medical history, physical as well as mental, and families and medications and things like that. And by the way, I'm looking on over there, that's where my notes are. But yeah, so he was like asking the normal like medical assessment things. Even my therapist asked those things in the beginning, so I didn't really think much of it, but he never gave me like a clear sign when he's starting to assess like what questions are geared towards the issue I was there for. You know, I wanted a diagnosis for my gender dysphoria, which is the medical term, so I can start my medical transition. So basically, I never knew when it is appropriate to say all the things that I wanted to say because I had a lot of them, but I never knew when is a good time. And so yeah, I don't know, it was like just really, really weird. I left feeling like I should have said more things and different things, and I don't know, but just, I don't know. It was just really weird. But yeah, another thing that was like really, really, really odd, basically part of the assessment was apparently to ask of any like history with alcohol and drugs. And I said, no, I'm not drinking. I mean, I have like 2 drinks a year. And which is absolutely the truth. You know, I will have maybe for New Year's or for Christmas, like 1 drink because of the taste. Never to get a buzz. I don't like the buzz you get from alcohol. But I told him this, and from then on he treated me like an alcoholic. When I started drinking, I'm like, I don't know, I didn't start drinking. Like, you know, you asking this kind of question for me sounds like, okay, so you have a problem with alcohol, and when did that start, you know? And that's not the case. I rarely ever drink. So that was so weird, and he would insist for, I don't know, we spent like 15 minutes, and I was like, what my favorite drink is, like, what is my drink of choice? I'm like, I don't have a drink of choice. Like, I don't drink for the buzz, I just drink sometimes for the taste, you know, like. But he was so insisting, so at some point I just threw him some alcohol there because he needed something to write down. So he wrote that down and then he moved on. I'm like, what the fuck just happened here? And the same was with drugs. If I have any experience with drugs, I mean like outside of medication, right? And I said, well, I mean, I tried and I moved on, basically, because it didn't do anything good for me. I don't know, like, then he was also telling me that, yeah, it's not good. He was giving me a lot of information how alcohol and drugs don't do anything good for you. And if he could rid the world of something, then it would be alcohol and drugs. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Like, I don't care, you know, like, I can live without that stuff, but whatever. Anyway, then he made me feel like complete shit for never learning Romanian. My ex is Romanian and I never learned the language. I mean, I could offer you an onion in Romanian, you know, like I can go to a store or have guests, but I'm far from a conversational level. And he made me feel like shit for never learning Romanian because he speaks Romanian, because his wife, and he cares enough. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have to know about your marriage and about what languages you speak. Second of all, like, everybody has their own life and reasons why things happen or don't happen. Like, so what? But yeah, whatever. Then he asked me where I work, so then he started talking about that because my place of work is in the media about certain things, so he was basically then trying to talk about that stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, like, you know, my standard answer, even if I know, like, I'm just gonna say I don't know, it's not my, I don't know, like, I don't, you know, but, yeah, so he kept lingering on that part, and then, I don't know, like, I have so much anxiety since I saw him, like, it just kind of skyrocketed from there on, because he was just so like, oh, you might not get what you want, and if you get what you want, it might take really long, because we're in Ireland, it's a Catholic country, and people will just keep pushing you around because nobody wants to deal with this, and stuff like that. I mean, he did not push religion on me, he did not seem to me like he is Catholic or Christian for that matter, but, he was just exclaiming on that so much. I'm like, it doesn't matter, like, it's a medical thing, and even if they're behind, I know that people are transitioning here. So, like, what's the matter? Like, just let me be, give me my fucking diagnosis, you know? Yeah, then he, even already in the beginning of our conversation, he was already talking about how he's not a specialist, and he doesn't know if whatever he says will be enough, and stuff like that. So that alone already was like, well, great, so now I don't know if the endocrinology, which is so important for me, will accept his fucking letter, because he's exclaiming so much about the fact that he's not specialized enough. I don't know, man. Then another thing was that he disagrees with me taking anxiety medication, because, and this is the best reasoning ever, he disagrees because all the things that give me anxiety, they have a good reason, and he wouldn't like it to dull my feelings about it. And I'm like, I'm just thinking, you're talking to me 45 minutes, like, how do you know enough about me and my anxiety to make such a judgment call? I'm talking to 2 therapists and my GP, and all of them agree that anxiety meds are the right thing to do right now. Like, who are you, you know? I don't know, whatever. I will keep taking it, and he said he will leave this up to the GP as well, because apparently the GP was fine giving this, so even if he doesn't agree with it, he'll leave this up to the GP. So I'm glad about that, because I really need this stuff right now. Like, I cannot deal without. I was taking it only because my anxiety was getting so bad that I could not function anymore. And like, all my life before, for my depression and my anxiety before, I have always declined it. I never wanted to take this kind of medication. So when I say at some point that I need it, then I really do, because I'm not a person that wants to take that stuff. But yeah, anyway, like, you can see, like, how it affected me. Like, I'm completely like, what the fuck was going on in this appointment? But at least in the end I got my diagnosis. The letters are going to be sent. I don't know when. He said it's gonna take a while, but at least he's gonna do it, and I figure in about a month or so I'll check with my GP if my letter arrived, and then probably just once a month until the letter arrives, and then go the next steps, I guess. Once my GP has the letter, I will assume that the endo also has it, so I can then also call the endocrinology and ask if I can have an appointment or whatever. So we'll see from there, but this was the weirdest appointment ever. So apparently I'm a drug addict and also an alcoholic, because I drink 2 drinks a year. Like, who the fuck? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I see you next time.